A most expensive company don't let us to make photo.
Does it mean it's easy to replicate the furniture?
Furniture is emotion. It's not just to sit. We can find a lot of place to sit, also to the floor. When you enter in your room, you enjoy. You sit and enjoy, you touch and enjoy, you are looking to this mirror and you are looks more beautiful because the mirror is another. Furniture in Moscow is more little cheaper than here. It's logistic, it's taxes.
Even this year?
Yes.
How you actually detect that somebody is expert when he communicates to you?
You know, all these questions important when you use furniture.
But they're very easy.
Yes, when you put cover.
Because you said you value hard questions.
Hard for me was only one time. When we sell table 280 meters and we can't take it for the 5th floor.
What's the magic behind it then?
Oh, it's a very interesting question. You want to know about my secrets?
Well, sitting in this exciting and so luxurious environment, I actually want to say buongiorno today, since I'm hosting the interview, but I'm being hosted by the great serial entrepreneur, women entrepreneur, Zhanna Kanadanova. I would actually connote it as Her Majesty Zhanna Kanadanova is looking at all of these marvels inside here. Well, is the design actually the outcome of the kind of the art masterpiece look or the work of an artist, or it's the actual situation when the budget meets kind of this standard task?
First of all, I think it's an art masterpiece because if it's very creative designer, he makes change the spaces with low budget, but change fully. Do you know about loft design? It's born when the factory start to change factory to the apartments, and I think the budget was low, but the new style was born.
Could you please mention some of the brands, for example, for the average viewer who's watching this podcast? Are there any furniture brands or maybe furniture articles which should be must to buy?
It's not a factory. Some of the armchairs or sofa is like iconic. Mm-hmm. It's Chester sofa, as you know. It's very old style, but it's very good looks to the cabinets, office spaces everywhere. Now, I think we change more for the modern style, more clear, more strong lines, nothing. Not so much pillows like in classic design. Mm-hmm. It's like polyform, flex form. It's most of popular now styles. Mm-hmm. And do you know, English and American designer architects now made like a fashion in the furniture industry because most of people want to make design like in the hotel, and the hotelier architects and designers is born from USA and from London. That's why most Italian company change the way in the furniture and start to produce new line furniture. It's like Catalan Italia, it's Tanin Casa, it's most popular with the simple lines and very comfortable.
Is that the case? For example, you know some the producers of the luxury furniture in Germany, for example, in Italy, in Portugal. Is this knowledge of creating this beautiful furniture, is it like generational?
About the German furniture, we introduced one factory from the Munich. Mm-hmm. It's near from BMW, mm-hmm. And they make like they put to the conveyor, mm-hmm. and conveyor by robots making it. It's like a car. Okay, they put sofa, and if they told me that it will be ready after 35 days, it will be not ready after 23 days.
Okay.
It will be ready until after 35. But it's full automatically.
Yeah.
But the quality and inside what they use is high. About the Italian, they producing by stitching by hand. If it's high level, they everything made by hand. Like this mosaic. This mosaic we are from Stitches factory. It's from near Venice in Ravenna, and it's burn place from mosaic, and they make each part of mosaic by hand.
Oh.
And here inside
It's authentic one.
Yes, this one is platinum, full platinum. And when I bring mosaic to our customers, they told me why it's not straight. But straight, you know what it's straight? It's automatically. It's not made by hand.
Yeah.
This one, when you see the production, it will be every time make like little deep list. Because they make it by hand everything, and between two glasses they put little platinum or pure gold or pure silver, and they make included cobalt to make blue color, and everything is natural. That's why this mosaic win every hotel, Burj Al Arab, Emirates Palace, Wien, Las Vegas, Versace Palace, Four Seasons in Austria, the last projects. They make huge projects because it's unique. We are introduced lately this factory because no analog in the world like this.
So it's actually the interesting point that you make here. I just thinking through the process, through the speech that you are telling me. Actually, when I came to the interview, I was searching some information about basically the furniture industry, and the information that you say, for example, the countries like the Mediterranean countries like Portugal, Spain, they used to be shipbuilding countries. But actually, it revealed to me that shipbuilding of that ages of 18th century, 17th century is not possible for today. So actually, the skill that the people had, it vanished. But it could have transformed into something like, furniture making. And another thing is here is that if you say that this mosaic is so authentic and it's also very well now distributed to the very fashionable houses, hotels, and the very fashionable apartments throughout the world, it's kind of like a small piece of, this kind of the magic feeling of the Middle Ages, these castles. So every time, I'm hosting or I'm buying or I'm just looking at the furniture, which is of the premium side, then I have the connection to the medieval time, the connection to that kind of art which existed before we had this automation, they had this, the production lines. So that's kind of an interesting hint that you're making here.
But I don't know how to. It's another feeling. See, we can put the same sofa in our apartments in Highville, and it will be not looks the same like the English or American designers put in their apartments. I don't know why.
I actually noticed the same feeling when, for example, I really like the Dutch furniture and the Dutch design style. So I traveled a lot to the Netherlands, and for example, sometimes I try to compare the local design here, let's say either in Almaty or Astana, and then try to think of these, these Dutch environments or European environments. And even though everybody tries to make kind of the similar pattern, while they're making these environments, but they don't look the same. So what do you think? What's the magic behind it then?
About Dutch style. Dutch, they are very good location. They have a port. They have a biggest hub. That's why they are not producing. In the Netherlands, no producing furniture company. Every company from Netherlands, they bring from the Turkey, China, India, Vietnam, and make a new vision of the space. They make like It's like a Holz. It's like Richmond. We introduced Richmond. It's a new line. It's a separate style. The same I can tell about the Portugal.
Okay.
They have another style of huge furniture. And if you make luxury design, most of the famous designers from Russia, USA, Miami, they use Portugals. Boca da Loba, Brabo, Coquette. They make amazing furniture.
You're making an interesting point to me then, because I'm actually quite a beginner in the furniture history, for example. So after your point, I'm thinking about, is that correct if I say that the Mediterranean cultures, like Italian culture, probably Spanish, Portuguese cultures, they made the furniture as a fashion. They made actually the professional furniture as one of the first people in Europe, for example, in the world.
I think Milano is a center, or Italy is a center of the furniture fashion. Like French, Paris is the center of the fashion styling, fashion clothing, everything. That's why we, per year, every time in April, we are fly to Milano, to Isaloni worldwide. Why worldwide? Because Isaloni we have in Shanghai. Isaloni was in Moscow before the war.
Yeah.
And Isaloni worldwide, in Isaloni worldwide come in a lot of company, Portugal, Spain, USA, Russia. Our Kazakh factory start to introduce themselves. And do you know, the most client is like Turkish, Chinese, they take with them line, and they start to make copy, and they make photos. That's why a most expensive company don't let us to make photo. When you show to them our business card from that we are from Kazakhstan, they know that we are not producing. They let us to make photo or send to us straightly to the mail. But for Chinese people, for Turkish people, they don't let.
That's interesting. Does it mean it's easy to replicate the furniture if you just see the photo and you can actually remake it again with the maybe cheaper resources? Is that the case?
Chinese and Turkish companies start to replicate, but do you know the feelings is not the same? Why rich people buy Italian suits from Brioni, Carneliani? Because when you take it, you have another feelings. Furniture, it's emotion. It's not just to sit. We can find a lot of place to sit, also to the floor. But when you have Italian furniture, you have another emotion in the space. When you enter in your room, you enjoy. You sitting enjoy, you touching enjoy, you are looking to this mirror and you are looks more beautiful because the mirror is another. That's why it's another kind of emotions, and furniture, it's not just a bed, just a sofa.
I think you are the right person to ask how to handle and manage the work with interior designers.
First of all, I think the designer have to be comfortable for you first. The second, you need to understand his knowledge, certification, or you need to check everything. You need to know what the project he makes. Do you like these projects? Maybe you can talk with previously client or recommended letters from previous client. And then a lot of mistakes can be making by designers, and the mistakes from designers will be cost for you a plus amount, because you need to spend a lot of money to changing, to buying extras, to removing, to moving. Do you know, when we make project, today wall is here, after a few days they are moving wall because they don't want this space is small, and we need to change the sofa from small to big, and it's very interesting process, really. That's why you need to know that technically your designer is a very high quality. He very good knows everything. Because we have on the ceilings like spaces to put in. It's every time you need to to know that your designer remember everything. But sometimes our designers have a big team, and you are mostly time spending with one of the team.
Okay. Like a project manager.
Yes, because if it's very famous designer, he has a very good team, and yes, this designer will check their working process, everything, but the most time you will work with one of the part of the team.
How can you evaluate the result of this? Because to me, everything in this sphere is actually kind of very, it's not objective, it's very subjective. So you would have the opinion based on emotion, not on the facts sometimes. So from your perspective, because you're a professional in the field, so how should you evaluate the designer's work? And please break down the process. So how should you operate with the designer?
If you find good designer, you don't need to push him. You just need to trust him. Because we have a joke. If you want to have a designer, I give your comments, pay extra $50. If you want that we make all your comments in the way, pay extra $100 for my price. It's because designer have a vision. When we tell, oh no, this vision is not good, make like that, it's fully change. And you need to understand that when you don't like your design, it's because you put your main opinion for designers' head. And designers start to make what you wanting. Designers study for the creative, for the new vision. We are another people, but that's why you need to like his style, like his projects, because if designer working in this style, you can't ask him to make in another style. It's very difficult. He doesn't like this style. He every time working like that. That's why you need to look to find another designer who prefer to working in another style. That's why portfolio is the first point when you need to start to looking for designers.
Then comprehending your business is actually, to me, your business is full of trust, because without any big amount of trust, actually, this business cannot move forward. And in this sense, I want to ask the next question, and please you can actually take the abstract opinion, not related to furniture sector, but in general, in the social sphere or in the business sphere. What is trust to you? What is being trustful?
Trust, it's like I give my heart, this heart is not breaking. Also in the business, because if I'm trusting to you, I can give you money without contract, and I will know that you make everything perfect. That's why when we have partners, we have a lot of partners, because when we make big project, we can make it by small team, and we have strong partners, which guys or girls will help us to make it perfectly. When client will be very happy to have this furniture, to results for everything, because for us, client have to be happy. In the end, they have good emotion full time when they spend on our furniture. It's very, very important, because people spend a lot of time when they sleep. They spend a lot of time in the job place, and half time it's sofas, kitchen, and other places. Trust, it's only my heart not broken.
Okay, I see. I want to stress a little bit of your background in the corporate sector. As you previously mentioned that you've actually controlled the areas where you had the employees number were exceeding 100,000 people. In these environments, so how trust is formed, how actually the business operation is formed, so which kind of the mental mode you should have yourself within your personality in order to handle the corporate world affairs?
Oh, in corporative, it's another way. You need to have a strong business process. In strong business process, you have to remove one people from this process, put another people, and the process not broken. It's when we speak about the big company. And sure, if you find right person or more high person than we need here, this point, we forget about this problem. Everything will be decided, nothing. We don't need solve no problem. That's why business in big corporation is a people main point, right people in right place. Maybe it's very good people, very good qualification, but it's not in their place. We need to move it to another place. And do you know, when you're working in big company, I have a 21 company by my side. I have a 21 law departments. I can move people when we need, one company we need to have a more strong law department. We are moving strong people there to put, and forget about that we have a problem in this place. When we have a fire in another place, we're moving the people, make more strong team, and also moving. Because when you're working in big company, it's a big questions, big problem, big contracts, and billions is a small amount when you're working. Billions maybe just taxes for our big contracts. That's why we have a high level knowledges. We need to know sometimes international law, or if we don't know, we need to find it, to translate it, to understand it, because when you're working in big company, you have a problem with international partnership inside us. We make cooperation with international company and Kazakh company. We need to know all law from their government, our government, and we need to make it good for both place, for both companies, like that. I don't know, because my background, I'm a lawyer. That's why I can tell only about how lawyers in big company working in corporate sector. The second experience was when I have lawyers, HR department, a lot of different departments. It's another experience. It was 2,000 people. It was fully IT. And most of them is introvert, and it's very interesting to work in with IT company.
It's interesting. Usually when we talk about the law people, the people from the legal departments, there were a few shows called the Suits or the Billions, which come to mind. What can you say about the Kazakh companies? Is the kind of atmosphere, the situation is actually similar to that, with the overwork time, with the kind of the problems and the ways that they tackle it creatively, tackle it actually not sometimes through the process, but through people. It's interesting to follow that even the American show included some situations when serious legal problems were tackled by, buying a few tickets to some famous opera show, so maybe the baseball team, the championships. Is that kind of, is there any sense of truth, or how could you comment that? And how people interaction, how the harmony or this kind of the relations between people are important in such strict environments like in the legal departments or the big corporate business?
About Suits. Suits, it's fully outsourced.
Yeah.
It's company, fully law company, and they introduce your interest in the court. It's more for American law, because they have another. We are working like a judicial law. In America, in USA, in London, we have a precedent law. It's different strategy. In USA, you can go to the court, talking with judge, talking with another opponent, and you can have a degree. Take 5 years, pay so much money, and that's it. We are closing this problem. In our situation, we are fully corporate inside. We don't need to find client. We don't need to do. We have a problem from full our big company. If you have 21 child, you have a 21 problem. In 21 problem can have a lot of extra problems, and for us, we take only the biggest, the difficult problem to our holding, not holding, financial company, and we solve this problem. Because we have a different, maybe it construct, maybe it's with taxes, it's with ministry. We need to solve problem with a lot of government company who every time come to us and checking us. Do you know, in railways company, every month we have a 5 government company who can come to us and checking us. And one will be end, the next will starting, and it's every time like fully living process. It's not like suit really. It's a simple another.
I would make another question, but yeah, you can find maybe some maybe ways to answer it, but let me try it, at least to kind of formulate this question. It regards, for example, when we skim the media sector for about like 10 years, there are a lot of notions so that Soviet Union might be created again. But if you look to the factor, actually the thing is that the last country which left Soviet Union was Kazakhstan. I believe it's Kazakhstan, which was the last, and it's kind of the keys back to the Soviet Union actually belong to Kazakhstan. But there is another perspective on that. Are we really, since in the recent 2 years, we're hearing a lot in the in the foreign countries about the recreation of the Soviet Union, okay, of any union. They don't call it Soviet, but they call it Union. So in order to Kazakhstan to be safe from this kind of unions, if you tell legally, did we legally leave the Soviet Union? Is it really our past, or there could be some hints that, for example, there should be some laws, maybe we handled them somehow incorrectly, and there could be any hint that Soviet Union could be recreated, because we probably could have done something not proper back in 90s. What is your perspective as a lawyer here?
I don't think that we can return our past.
Legally
Also, because we are now independent government.
It's full stop.
I think yes, but we make like Eurasian Union between Russia, Kyrgyz, Armenia, Belarus, and we. What it means? We have a law about taxes, about everything between our 5 countries. And it's easy for us from one side, and it's very hard for us from second side. I tell you why. When we import our furniture, first line when my furniture enter in our union, it's Belarus. Mostly now it's Belarus from Litva. And from Belarus, we start to take it from our territory. And it's different taxes, and we need, and they can make everything with our furniture. I have a precedent when the Belarus take our furniture and move it to the government by the court, and sometimes it's happened. It's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is that Russia bring a lot of Italian or European furniture. It's very close to them. Its delivery cost twice cheaper, and they don't need to make everything clear about the taxes. The same is in Kyrgyzstan. Why from Almaty buy a lot of China's products in Kyrgyzstan? Because also about the taxes. In Kyrgyzstan, you can bring one container and pay small amount for taxes. In our country, it's not possible. We are fully open. When you bring furniture here, you need to pay every taxes and every certification, everything. That's why it's hard for us, because furniture in Moscow is more little cheaper than here. It's logistic, it's taxes.
Even this year?
Yes, because
Really? Oh.
when I bring furniture here, I pay around 47% extras for the delivery and taxes. If you bring it to Moscow, to Russia, you can make it around 20%. Do you know 27%? It's very good amount for the client. That's why one sofa, when I bring it here, it costs maybe little higher, but I pay these taxes in Kazakhstan. I pay it in my country. That's why when people go into another country, I tell, spend this money for our taxes, because these taxes will be spent to us. This return back, it's like water.
I want to breach to another question with the idea that, well, human brain has actually two fractions. So one is rational and second is emotional. And every day, actually, since your experience is in both factors, you handle the very rational operations and also you actually operate in the sale in a sector which is highly emotional. How your personal identity operates, I'm just kind of very that's interesting because you can switch actually from something very rational to something emotional just in a second. How you trained yourself to be so flexible.
I think this business coming to me to change my mind, because I was very strong, very hard. I don't like another opinion. Only mine was right. And when I open the business, I need to broken my mind, fully broken. I need to be more open eyes. I need to understand. I need to communicate with people. I need to speak in, and this business, it's what I like. I like to live in beautiful places. I like to walk in beautiful spaces. And that's why when you are working with lovely, it's when your job is lovely, your hobby, you will changing in 1 second. That's why when I'm a lawyer, I will tell you hard, strong. Not you can make like that. You need to make like that. When I'm in my showroom, when I'm show you furniture, I go, look, please, touch, please, sit in. It's comfortable. Feel this. It's very good. Like this.
In your daily basis, you actually deal with many managers of international companies. They could be your partners in the international companies. Maybe you can think of the partners which used to work together with you in the national companies that you also, when you were part of them. The question is actually, what's in the mindset of these people, of the managers? They have challenges. One challenge is actually, as you mentioned, this is the fact of the technology and industries development, but from the human side. So what do you think, what are the barriers or the main mindset of the people who are managing people these days?
Company now feeling in stress. It's because war, Russia, Ukraine. It's because we are working now when we can't move by strategy. Our strategy for 5 years is broken after half years. You can make it because the system, everything is changing, and they have to be very movable. They have to understand in the strategy, we need to change every month, every week. We need to move in, find new way, maybe blue ocean if it's possible in this place, or maybe you need to close this kind of business and open new, relocate people for another place, and we have to be fast. We are little slowly. Russian people, I think, more fast. They are moving because, do you know, when war start, fully rich Russian people going to moving to Dubai, and now all forums, everything. is fully Russian people. Do you know Arabic banks opening private banks only for Russian people because they bring a lot of money. That's why we need to be very fast, very clever, and have a good team with a creative mind. No, we don't need now just people who can write letter. No, it's not enough. And do you know, mostly people who work in international companies, they are very happy that have a salary. They can make nothing, full day, drink coffee, and salary will be in the end. And if we will be make like your project, if you make your target in the right way, in the right time, you have extra bonus, maybe it will be more effective. But now we are not ready because of this.
Since you know both sides, the corporate world and this entrepreneurial world, yes, in the sense of like loose operation, in my view, since I'm not in your shoes, then in my analytics, it's like in a bigger company, you have lots of resources, but you might be limited by ideas. But when you're an entrepreneur, the resources might be limited, but actually you will be full of ideas. What is your concern? Am I correct?
In big company, you are elephant. Mm-hmm. Do you know Gref write elephant on dancing place? It's really like that. Yeah. Because to move in 1 degree, you need to make a lot of hard things. When you're small company, you can move in. Oh, today, okay, we are moving to the home furniture, office furniture, okay, maybe for the theater furniture, maybe for the medicine furniture. I am movable. It's not, I don't need to let somebody sign to change my opinion. I just need to be faster than another concurrent. That's all. But it's also hard because if you are not run fast and be effective, it's very hard.
I want to make a question here in the sense that currently in the news we hear a lot about a lot of the changes in the management boards of the companies, okay? And I'm very curious, you have a very extensive experience of working with lots of board directors, lots of CEOs. For example, if somebody was put in the position, to be a CEO or maybe the director of the board for the big national company, what should be in their mindset and how they should be prepared? Because usually they know about their assignment not very early. Maybe it could be like a half a year time, maybe a year time, but they don't know it kind of in advance. Okay, so how these people usually train themselves to be put in such big roles, and how do you usually operate from your experience of how you see them?
It's better don't tell nothing because some people is studying, making something. Some people relaxing and enjoy that they're president, CEO or something. It depends on people, and sometimes, do you know? I'm here one story. He told me that CEO was a very enjoyable man. Mm-hmm. He comes and 11, drink coffee, asking, it's all right. Every time, everybody tell yes, it's okay. Mm-hmm. But he has a very strong team. Mm-hmm. Every people closing their front very, very good. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't shouting, he doesn't make nothing, but the company working, business process is working themselves. It's very good, effective, no stress for the people, every time good salary and extras. Yeah. The second one will be strong. He is shouting, he is touching, every process keeping in your mind. Tell me why not in this time. What he received? Nothing. His business will fall. And it twisely depends. I saw a middle of them. It's okay. If you want, we make it. It's okay. How you want, we make how you want. It's also possibility. And this kind of people is growing more good.
Okay. That's good. I'm actually left with a couple of questions, so please let me go through them and we'll finalize today's podcast. And for the next part, I'm very interested in, so in your furniture retail business sector, you operate in a very competitive world and you sell your goods for a very high price. Could you tell me just one lesson how to sell expensive, how to market your luxury good and make it sellable? Just one small hint.
Oh, it's a very interesting question. You want to know about my secrets? Okay, what I tell you, before selling expensive, you have to be expert. You have to know everything about the furniture, where it's made from, why you need to buy this furniture. Maybe it's from Meda, near the Milano. Maybe it's from Verona, it's another style. And after you're experts, people have to have this budget, because sometimes people come and want Italian furniture, tell it's expensive. We truly have to tell that, okay, if it's expensive, you can go into another shops. I tell the address, and they can find more low prices Italian furniture, but we don't sell. But when you are expert and the client have a budget and the client want to take this furniture, it's very easy. We just help him to remove headache. We help him to find right size, right quality, right design. We show everything for him, for designers, for both of them, and it will be clarify like a contract. But it's not one meeting. Most of it's 2 or 5 meetings between. Only 3 times we sell by Instagram expensive sofas. It was just, I want this sofa, please sell to me, bring to my apartments, bring to Shymkent, send to Atrau. It was like that. But mostly when you make a project, you have to show your expertise, and that's it, I think.
I see. But one more thing is that how should you communicate, for example? So one side is actually communicating through documents, through files, but a few hints. How you actually detect that somebody is expert when he communicates to you, for example?
When he is expert, he asking me straightly right questions. This question can clarify for them situation about me, and I understand that he knows what he asking, and if he will receive my answer, he will know what I need. Only like that, only by questions. If it's corporative client, I can never saw them. I'm have a contact with their staff, and I'm asking a lot of questions. What about this? Why here? Give me a plan. I will check your plan. I will check everything. If it's normal, maybe it's not enough. Maybe it's something more than need to this place. If it's a private client, I'm every time asking the plan. Every time, if he has or she has a design, I'm asking the design. Then I tell, okay, you want that here stays bed. Where you will be make your makeup. Where you will stay, what prefer your husband, where he sit when he take his socks. Do you know, all these questions important when you use furniture. When you put,
but they're very easy.
Yes, when you put cover, when you lie into the bed, when you put cover, bedspread, because we have a panchet, special panchet, when you in the night put bedspread. But in USA, you half of them use this cover like don't move it and lying inside the bedspread.
What are the hardest questions in furniture business? So how to actually try to, I don't know, it's maybe you kind of asked these questions, or you were asked by some partners, maybe foreign, because, well, these questions that you said, as I said, they are very easy. I'm very interested. what can be the hardest questions? Because you said you value hard questions. Right questions as well.
Right questions. I think it's technical questions.
Purely technical.
Pure technical, because feeling touching in after when we find a right dimensions, right symbols. I don't. Hard for me was only one time when we sell table 280 meters, and we can't take it for the 5th floor. We have a we make crazy our mind. We want to remove the window, take 2 crane, and take this table by the outside. The next decision was to put elevator downstairs. 2 people from my staff put this top on the top of the elevator. Do you know?
Yeah.
They stay straight. We stop the elevator 1 floor down, open the door 1 floor up, elevator door, and 4 people take this top. Okay. Next time, we are before confirm, not standard order. We are looking the place where we need to bring it. Wow. If it's villa, it's not a problem, but sometimes also with small door. But when it's apartments, we need to look everything, where we stop, how we move inside.
You kidded me, by the way, by the answer, because I was really expecting something, you know, that would put me logically in some situation, but then the answer itself is explained a lot to me. I mean, by the hardness of that situation. Okay, I really love to talk to my speakers about the touristic experiences. Which 3 places in the world are very well designed? This should be probably maybe 3 streets in the world, or maybe you can say about 3 cities or villages in the world. So please choose me then. And try to describe why do you consider these places as the very well designed?
Paris.
Yeah. Particularly where?
Paris is the first district where everything made by the Queen of the Sun, Ludovic XVI, because all streets made by the wind. When you go up and so, it's everything like the light of the sun. Do you know? And very, very elegant architect. It's made in one design, these full districts. The second is London.
Is London?
London.
Which place exactly?
I don't remember the name of the street, but it was, it's Circle Street.
Yeah, okay.
It's a building where a lot of portrait making from the stone.
Wow.
It's very beautiful, round, big building, and fully it's with, I don't know who is that, but it's very famous people, and it's very beautiful place. Full London is very beautiful, really. Belgravia in one style. What I'm like in the city, when they make fully in one style. Unfortunately, it's not a lot of cities in the world where it's made with beautiful style. And I never was in Baku, but I know that it's a very beautiful place. And Zaha Hadid is a very famous architect, and she makes a beautiful place. And I think Baku is very beautiful because women, the wife of the president Baku, checking every time the everything what is growing inside the center of the Baku, the buildings, quality, vision, and I think her beautiful choice makes a beautiful capital of the Azerbaijan.
You also you made me think about another question that I haven't included in the plan. It relates to a little bit about our normal lifestyle, okay, our culture. So you usually design or you usually interact with mostly European furniture, okay? But and kind of this European style interiors. But what would you choose from the our Kazakh culture? What is best fit to this kind of sense of the modern and ideal contemporary sense of furniture or interior? But
From Kazakh.
Yeah. What would you pick maybe from the Kazakh interiors, or maybe from Kazakh old, or maybe Turkic old cities in the modern environment?
First of all, is sunduk, sandık.
Yeah.
It's a main part in our yurta. We can customize it now with the fashion, style, and Kazakh national design.
Yeah.
Also our round table. Also sitting in the floor, we can make it very beautiful carpets in Kazakh national design, and little covers, comfortable pillows. And maybe we can make like Russia Babua. They have a special collection. It's 2 pillows, 90 by 90 and 30 centimeters each. They make like sofa. If cut or if it's stitching in our national design fabrics, it will be beautiful Kazakh room.
Interesting.
And I saw a lot of sandık now in exhibitions. Also Dutch style, they make like sandık like that. They make opening like minibar. They make also like this for the foot, for the shoes.
Yeah.
A lot of conditions of sandık. And if we, what I ask to make stitches, they preparing to me mosaic with national design. And now we are start to remember our past, and mostly people want to have some national
Texture.
parts inside their apartments or inside their villas, and most people make Kazakh rooms. I think it's very interesting, and Italian factory is a very opening for make something new, something fresh. It's not a problem. I think also Russia Babua, if we make special fabrics, and also we can ask the European fabrics factory producing our design. It's not a problem as a request. But now we can restart. We want to restart our national tradition in the modern design.
Yeah. Thank you for your interview today.
Thank you for you.
And is there any answers maybe haven't been answered yet? Maybe you should raise some aspects that you wanted to
I'm
tell?
just sorry for my pronunciations. That's all. I'm very happy to see you in my showroom, really, Nariman. We know each other a lot of time, and for me, it's a big pleasure
For me
to
as
be
well.
on your podcast. Thank you.
For me as well. That was the very interesting interview for myself, and I actually read about these areas a lot, and actually I know Zhanna Kanadanova for a while, so that I'm kind of informed with many information that was that is present for the sector. But today's podcast was full of really interesting gems, and I would mention them also in our trailer. Thank you.
Thank you
so
for
much.
you. Bye.